Looking at the same topic as we were in the previous video, we're looking at nitrogen fixation, how nitrogen is transformed through a series of steps into usable nitrogen that the human will use to basically make hair, nails, muscle tissue, and what have you. So 80% of the atmosphere is made up of nitrogen, dinitrogen. Two nitrogen atoms bonded together. They make such a strong bond that they don't actually react with anything else. So they have to go through a series of steps in order to be transformed into something that is useful. Otherwise, this is an inert gas. So dinitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen, a couple of the ways that it's transformed first is through dissolving into the soil. Secondly, decomposition, where an animal dies on the surface and then it is decomposed by a bacteria or yeast. And then thirdly, through lightning. Lightning has enough energy to transform nitrogen, dinitrogen, into usable nitrates that the plant can immediately use. So it's basically a huge infusion of fertilizer through every single lightning bolt in a thunderstorm. And it completely bypasses decomposition and the series of steps that bacteria take it through. So let's go ahead and go back to the beginning and look at nitrogen fixation. So nitrogen fixation, again, is dissolving and lightning. So let's go ahead and move forward. So the first step of transforming atmospheric nitrogen into usable nitrogen is called ammonification. And this is where a specific bacteria strand will consume that nitrogen that gets dissolved and turn it into N4. Now, another series or another type of bacteria likewise will decompose a dead animal or dead plant material, dead organic material, and transform that nitrogen into ammonium. Now, ammonium is still not useful in the human body. It's actually poisonous, so it needs to get transformed again. So you have another species of bacteria that will transform ammonia into nitrite. This step, along with the next step, is called nitrification, okay, changing ammonium into nitrite and nitrate. So the third step of changing nitrogen into something useful is transforming it from nitrite to nitrate. And another series of bacteria will do this. And ultimately, this nitrate is actually useful for the plant. And there's another set of bacteria that will help the plant take this nitrate up and help it to grow. Now, one important thing to understand also is that not every single nitrate is taken up by the plant roots. There is some that actually escape the process, and this is called denitrification. And what that means is that some of the nitrates that are in the soil will actually leach out and go back into the atmosphere and go back into the cycle again to hopefully be used in the next round. All right, guys. Well, I hope this quick little roundup helps of looking at the different steps of changing nitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen, into something that the human body will use. Real quick, also, before I forget, the nitrogen that is in the plants is in the form that can be taken up by the digestive system of the human being or any other mammal that eats the plants, flowers, or fruits. So now at this point, the plant will become, or that nitrogen will become part of the human in the form of what I said earlier with hair, protein, muscle, and what have you. All right, guys. Good luck in your studying.